to right now. Farpoint toys and collectibles. Retro to right now. Farpoint toys and collectibles. From retro to right now. It's time for Bartertown. Yabba dabba doo.
Why did
What's
you say
up?
yabba dabba doo?
I don't know. I just started out with a
I know, why did
and it
Why
just,
did I then say yabba dabba doo?
because
as
it's
well?
catchy. It's called
No.
Yabba Dabba Do or Yabba Dabba Don't.
No.
Hi, we are Farpoint Toys.
Oh, wait, hold on.
This is unscripted.
Wait, I can't read them. Is it this one?
Oh.
Yes, we are. Justin and Penelope, the Nostalgineers.
If you notice, Penelope is doing the keyboard work.
Yeah.
We are a dog and a producer short.
We're a dog and a Kermit short this week.
They are working. Well, I doubt the dog's working.
I mean, he's working hard at being a dog.
He's not a working dog. He's not a dog, working dog.
He absolutely works when he's here.
He's not a hard-working dog.
He works hard at being adorable.
Anyway, we are Justin and Penelope, Farpoint Toys. I want to say hello.
I already did the thing.
I know, I saw it. We are freshly back from our vacation to wonderful New Orleans.
It was so great.
New Orleans,
I'm wearing
Louisiana.
my shirt. I'm wearing my new lipstick. I got my whole thing on going
Look at
on
you.
today.
Look at you. Vampire Cafe.
Yeah.
We made a visit.
We did.
So this is a claim sale, but we're also a community. We like to talk to people. We like to say hello. Hello VIPs, first of all.
Do you not know what a VIP is? Check this out. Hold on. Bam. You too can become a VIP.
Super secret, exclusive.
It's exclusive, but it's not a secret. You can join. Anyone can join.
What's up, Macho and Mimi? Hal. We saw Hal earlier today. It's actually VIP Sunday. A couple VIPs stopped in. Bernie. So I'm not going to address everybody saying hello. I'm just going to get through the beginning of this. This is a claim sale. We have tons of toys to claim for you to take home to your collection or give to a loved one, to your mother-in-law, whatever you want to do with the toys.
Donate to a toy
you
drive.
can do with them. We don't need to know.
Mother-in-law?
Maybe. You never know. You're a mother-in-law, right?
No.
No, you're not.
No.
No, nobody's married.
No.
Anyway, let me get through this. We have a VIP group. They got to see some of this stuff early. Some of it already got claimed. We pulled most of it off the table already. We have a lot to get through today. And we're also going to talk about our trip for those of you who care.
Yeah.
If you don't care, we don't care. We're still going to talk about it. Because this is part claim sale, part QVC, part NPR, part sharing too much.
Part WTF. You forgot the last.
There's a lot of WTF.
Yeah, I'm going to take that away.
So,
I cannot read the screen at all. I am just squinting and hoping that I'm hitting the right things.
So we have a monitor that we read. Well, I can read the comments, but like she has a bunch of different clicky things that work during the stream.
Yes.
So the way this works is...
Is it time for the crawl?
It's time for the crawl.
All right.
We are going to show you an item.
Yes.
For instance, this...
Is that Doc Ock?
Carded Marvel Superheroes Toy Biz Doc Ock from the 90s. This is all carded 90s stuff. That's today's theme.
Today's theme.
We're going to describe it. In this case, Doc Ock is somewhat coming off of his card. He's a little bit loose, like the bubble is coming unglued. We also have another camera we'll be able to show you closer up. But he's still complete. He's still in there. He's never been played with. So I'll show it to you thing, and then when I say the price, the first person to type claim and the name of the item gets it. You'll hear this sound. That means you got the item. That's our bell. Penelope has the bell.
I'm so glad I remembered it was here.
So you're either claiming on YouTube,
Twitch
or Facebook.
Yeah.
If you think you're the first one to claim, then it's showing it in front of you on your Facebook stream. It's because all the streams are combined over there next to my wonderful wife, and that's how we decide on them.
You may not see every comment because they're coming in from different places.
Correct. We are streaming on 3 different places right now, which is different than most people who do this. That's for sure.
So combined claims over $20 ship free in the United States. Anything under $20, we are going to have to charge you exact shipping, unless you are a domestic VIP, in which case you get free shipping all the time in the United States. It's another great excuse to join the VIP group. You're saving a ton of money that way.
All day, every day.
All day, every day. If you're an international customer, we do also have to charge you exact shipping, but that is just because shipping rates are higher than we can cover.
Eagle Fan Dave, we are going to talk about vampires shortly. We'll talk about all the vampire stuff.
If a vampire's old enough, they can walk in sunlight.
If you're not a VIP, you have to spend over $20 to get free shipping.
I already said that.
Yeah. That's the whole thing there.
Well, there's a little more than that. Like, at the end of the stream, we're going to send you a link to check out. You can use any credit card, debit card, PayPal balance, or any of that stuff to pay.
After being on vacation, we need y'all to pick up your stuff. We got some backed up stuff here. We didn't invoice from last week's Bartertown that we did on the road that actually Kevin did here in the store for us.
That was really cool. Tara is heading home from Lowe's and tuning in. Tara, please keep your eyes on the road.
Hopefully you're getting some waterproof stuff. So let's just jump right in.
Is that?
Right?
I mean, we were kind of all over the place there.
If you have any questions, if you're new, please ask. Please also let us know you're new. We'll say hello to you.
Yeah.
We can read every comment. Everything you post up there, we can read your comment. We try and address most of them.
I've got comments in front of me, hopefully, so I don't miss anything. Justin has comments up there for him to see. I have multiple devices. Are you doing the writing, or do you want me to do the controlling?
I'll do the writing. You do the controlling. I'll do the writing.
Are you sure?
She doesn't trust me.
No, I trust you. It's not that I don't trust you. It's that there's going to be a lot of happening. Is it too much for you?
I'll do the writing and the putting of the toys on the...
So all I'm doing is looking pretty and changing cameras.
Yeah.
All right.
And keeping it rolling.
Okay.
If you have any questions, ask in the comments. There's so many old schoolers here that will, set you straight.
Rob is driving. Okay.
All right, so Rob is here to claim it. All right. So we're going to jump right in.
Are we ready? I've got easels. And I've got camera 2.
Ease on down the road.
No. We did The Wiz in like 3rd grade.
Yeah, I take whizzes every day. That wasn't that funny.
Guess who I was?
The Scarecrow.
No, I was Dorothy, jerk!
Oh, I don't know.
That's just rude.
Why?
I don't know. It sounds rude when you say it. Like, I don't know, the Scarecrow. Like, because I'm such a crowish woman. Like, that's me.
Because he has a heart.
No. He doesn't. Isn't that the whole point? No, it's a brain.
Oh.
He doesn't have a brain. What are you trying to say?
Who has the heart?
The Cowardly Lion gets one. He doesn't have one.
He gets courage. That's not a heart.
Wait, no, the Tin Man needs a heart.
Oh.
I don't remember.
How come the Tin Man has a brain, but the other guy doesn't?
So, can I be
None
honest
of them
with
have
you?
hearts or brains.
For a second, let me be honest.
The lion does.
Let me be honest with you. Apparently, when I was very small, I loved The Wizard of Oz, and it was the first VHS tape we ever owned, and I would play it over and over and over. But as an adult, it freaks me out, and I don't like it at all.
Kind of like burials in New Orleans. They freak you out.
We'll talk about that. I never liked him
All
as
right.
a child,
So
though.
the Doc Ock I described. He's brand new on card. The bubble is a little bit loose.
Thank you, Jesse. I strive to be creepy looking and unattractive to men. It's something that I strive to
I don't know. He didn't
so
say
thank
unattractive. He just said creepy looking.
I added that in.
Okay.
That's what I'm striving for. Thank
Oh,
you.
it is kind of goth, which is creepy, right? I guess.
I got it in New Orleans. It goes with my shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
It's from you got it at the Vampire Cafe, didn't you?
I got it at the Vampire Boutique, yeah.
So
We'll talk
anyway,
about that later.
Doc Ock's $10.
You have it written down, right?
Yeah.
I
So
feel
the first
weird
person to
not writing
claim
anything.
Doc Ock, $10. You got to spend $20 for free shipping unless you're a VIP. If you're a VIP, he's yours. Like I said, the bubble is a little loose on the card, but we'll stick with this theme.
He's a little loose. So the Tin Man needs a heart, Lion needs courage, and the Scarecrow needs a brain.
But I believe that the Scarecrow and the Tin Man neither have brains or hearts. How
Well,
come?
that's not the case.
Why isn't that the case?
Because that's not what they say. The Tin Man doesn't have a heart, but he does have a brain. The Scarecrow doesn't have a brain, but he does have a heart.
Okay.
Thank you, Hal. He likes my OD brain, and it is kind of OD brain. It's called Extraterrestrial from Cursed Cosmetics. I'll talk about that.
All right, this is the same 90s Marvel superheroes Toy Biz Deathlock. He is sealed new on the card. He's fine. There's no issues with Deathlock. Marvel superheroes Deathlock is 16.
I like him.
No, go find one for $16. You're not going to.
I am completely
new on
covered.
card. Card's a little rolled from being stored, but you can just put a couple heavy things on it and it'll eventually come out.
The old dictionary will do, for sure.
Shortly. Or the Bible.
I mean, whatever you've got laying around.
Whatever you got. Whatever you might have. I'm going to jump to some
Hal, I
wrestlers.
would be surprised to learn that Cursed Cosmetics from Louisiana makes face paint for the United States military. I would be very surprised if that was true. I'm not doubting you. You are a font of knowledge, but I would be very shocked. Very shocked to learn that.
All right, WWF wrestlers, superstars. These are Jax from the 90s, Jax Pacific.
They're jacked.
That is Mankind.
Ooh, I like
Mick
that.
Foley. There's a little bit of a glare, it's hard to see. Again, min on card.
If you change the angle of the easel, it helps with that.
How about the angle of the dangle?
No, there's no dangle.
Mick Foley is WWF Mankind, $16. Right? Nothing here is going to be that expensive. We're just looking to move this stuff.
I like to move it, move it.
Next is Stone Cold, Bad Boys. Stone Cold is $14. Again, you gotta spend $20 for free shipping, but if you buy 2 things, boom, there's your free shipping. I'm just gonna pull these. These are the bottom dollar prices. Like, I priced all this stuff to move, so I'm not gonna be putting stuff back up and saying, oh.
We're not going any lower.
No.
We're not desperation selling today.
Nope. Alright, so we got a ton of Spawn.
Oh boy.
Vintage 90s Spawn.
There's some really cool stuff in here.
There's tons of cool stuff in here.
Aliens? These got claimed, right?
What, the Predators did?
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't I hand you those?
Not that I'm aware of. Did you?
I thought I did.
Also the...
I don't think she got claimed.
Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and double check our VIP claims, make sure everybody's taken care of.
Let's jump into some Marvel real quick. Here's a carded 90s Ghost Rider Skinner.
Ooh.
Wherever he is. $10. $10? Carded 90s action figure. Can't beat $10. I don't think you can buy a $10 action figure anywhere.
You literally can't. You cannot go anywhere and buy a $10 action figure.
Card's nice. Mint on card. Still sealed. The whole dealio. I'm going to get some more of these jobbies. What are these jobbies called?
Alright, you got the Predators.
Alright, so this is going to be Spawn Tiffany the Amazon Series 6. The bubble was a little discolored from, being in an attic. But I'm really just pricing these as loose complete. I don't care about the cards. They are sealed on their cards if that's the kind of collector you are. But Tiffany the Amazon is... I gotta jump around my pages here. Nothing's
You're
in
okay.
order.
You're allowed.
$10.
When you have a minute, I've got some more VIP claims we need to grab.
Well, last thing right here, do I gotta jump to the VIP things? Wetworks. That sounds kind of weird.
It does.
Wetworks, and this is Blood Queen, I think.
Brood Queen?
Blood Queen.
Blood Queen.
Brood Queen is an X-Men thing.
Oh, yeah.
$10 on Wetworks Blood Queen. I guess she's like a
Queen,
Wetworks
is she a queen of blood?
She's like a vampire. Wetworks is like horror stuff. So what other claims you got?
Brian Pullman.
Rich Weist.
You got that?
Yeah.
Okay, let me just say yours to him. Make sure everything's good. And then also Demona and She-Hulk.
Yeah, Jack V.
Okay. All right, that should be everything.
Cool. Yeah, we had some carded gargoyles and stuff.
Very cool.
Hal
Hal said that Wetworks is the animated bed. That makes some sense. Jesse said Tiffany's got a vintage look going on.
She does.
And Alex said that the Wetworks symbol is surprisingly Wonder Woman-esque. Hal said he claimed Angela in the VIP group.
He did. I didn't put Angela up. I put Tiffany the Amazon up.
Okay, different. All right.
Yep. So another Wetworks, Mother One. I don't know. She might be a good guy. These are really cool
She might
figures.
be a good
I don't
guy.
know nothing about them. Mother One Wetworks. Yeah, I'm going to sense a theme here. It's probably the same price as.
And let me use my precognisance here and my green lipstick magic.
$10.
$10. That's exactly what I was thinking. Are we live? Is this thing on?
I don't know. Are there people watching?
There are a number of people watching, yes.
So we got a bunch of she spawns, but they're all variants. I'm gonna hold off on those for a minute.
She Spawn?
Yeah, she spawn.
Yeah, She Spawn.
Jessica Priest.
Is that the wife? Is it Spawn's wife?
No.
Oh. What is her name?
Margie.
It's not Margie.
Jessica Priest.
No idea who that is.
I didn't read Spawn, so I can't talk much about it, which is gonna leave me,
I know literally next to nothing.
Guess what? $10. Carded Jessica Priest. She's from the movie.
Alex said, she spawns seashells by the seashore.
Yeah, say that 15 times.
George is asking, wasn't She Spawn a Cyndi Lauper song in the 80s?
Yeah, it was.
She spawn, he spawn, you spawn.
You know what that song's about?
Spawn, they spawn, and we all spawn.
Hal claimed Angela.
Is this regular Angela?
That's regular Angela.
Okay.
Because we have Cosmic Angela somewhere.
Okay, not to be confused with. Oh, there she is.
Yeah, here's Shadowhawk.
Not Shadow Spawn?
From Spawn, I think it's like Series 3 or Series 4. Shadowhawk's a better figure. Shadowhawk is $20.
Jesse already has a
Shipped to
smashing collection of Spawn.
I used to collect all kinds, and I never read the comics.
Which is,
I just thought the figures were cool.
Yeah. Does that make you like a poser, kind of?
I guess.
I don't know.
You want to judge me?
No, I don't want to judge you. I don't want to judge you. Oh, what's going on with that battle cat and the guy?
Cosmic Angela. This is Angela, but cosmic. if you didn't pick up on that.
Is this thing on? Is this thing on? How much
Cosmic.
is Cosmic Angela?
Cosmic Angela is $15. Interestingly enough. I gotta wipe off Jessica pretty. She needs a little dusting.
Do we have a
Yeah,
wipe?
I do.
She spawn, he spawn.
These are all
he
good for the
spawn.
store if they don't sell here.
We do have multiple locations. Should I just leave you alone and let you do your thing?
No, put stuff up. I don't care.
I don't want to mess with your flow. I'm just trying to help
Flowing. And
Yeah, you know.
showing.
and growing.
Growing.
You know. So the coolest thing we have today, I think,
Uh-oh.
is this. Is there any more of these?
Nope.
I'm kind of glad because if there was, I was going to be tempted to keep them. Did you guys know that there was a Tarzan toy line? I am flabbergasted by this.
Youngblood. Who was that? Vogue?
Come on, Vogue.
Yeah, Youngblood Vogue. $5. Go find a
Let your
carded action
body
figure for
move
$5.
to the music.
Youngblood Vogue, $5.
Jesse owns the first 9 comics Spawn #1 signed twice by the Todd father. He signed them each twice?
Wildcats.
Tarzan of Mars. Why?
I don't know. Did Tarzan go to Mars?
John Carter went to Mars. Why
Yeah,
did
same
Tarzan?
writer.
So, like, I guess they just took Edgar Rice Burroughs' 2 most famous works and combined them into one toy line.
Wildcats Void, $5. Man, the glare sucks.
Just spin until there's no glare. It's fine. You're really making a big deal.
DC Superheroes Wonder Woman, still sealed on the card. Oh, we got a claim.
We do have a claim on Void
Okay.
coming in from Hal.
Well, thank you, Hal. Hal C.
I like that Vogue is even doing things with her hands.
We went through like 20 things. That's our first claim. But also, I mean, the VIP group claims stuff.
Had a lot of claims in the VIP group, so thank you guys for that. That's why we
DC
do that.
Superheroes Wonder Woman, Toy Biz, $18, sealed on card. It says, you know, the 89 Batmans, they all match. They all have that gold back card. It's a nice collection of toys.
This is a phenomenal toy line.
Aliens,
It's crazy.
Ripley, Kenner Aliens, Ripley, sealed, mint on card. Where do I have her at? Where did I write her down at? Aliens Ripley, $16, mint on card. She cost that loose. I love that Kenner Aliens line. I'm a big fan.
One of the Spawn #1s was signed twice by mistake, 2 different time periods. Interesting, Jesse. That's awesome.
How claimed Void?
He did. That says Vogue. Did he mean Void?
No, he meant that one.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
He said Void. I didn't realize there wasn't a Void. There is a Void. He
There
meant
is a-
Void. He said Void and he meant Void.
Okay. Well, I got Vogue and Void mixed up.
It's fine. You're allowed. He said Void. He meant Void.
That was Wildcats Void. Okay.
Yes, Void. This Tarzan toy line is insanely vast and has really cool figures. But they're combining Tarzan and John Carter, Warlord of Mars, which is really interesting.
12-inch black cat. This is timely. You want to just hold that up so people can see it?
Yeah, I do. I would love to.
Because I think they just cast the movie.
I would love to Vanna White her. Ooh. Ah. She has a lot of that, like, glamorous Elizabeth Taylor kind of a feeling.
$20.
She would go great with your Mary Jane, which I know you have at home, everyone. Justin, what was Wonder Woman's price?
DC Superheroes Wonder Woman, $18.
$18, Jack. $18 on Wonder Woman. I'm just gonna leave her up there. Yeah, Bernie, lots of toy companies did lots of... He said lots of toy companies made lines of everything at some point. It's just... I've never heard of it, and I can't believe I've never heard of it. I've probably seen these figures before and had no idea what they were.
Ultra Force Ghoul. These figures are actually really cool. Now, we get them loose sometimes. I don't know what they are, but now I recognize them. Penelope?
Ultra Force. Jack would like Wonder Woman.
Jack got in there.
Jack said claim, please.
Yeah, I see.
I'm assuming he's talking about the Wonder Woman that we asked about.
So am I, but it was very close.
Close to what? Nobody else was claiming Wonder Woman.
Oh, I thought he was talking... Okay, so there's two different claims
I'm
there.
assuming, Jack, correct me here, I'm assuming that Jack is claiming the Wonder Woman that he was asking about.
I assume the same.
Otherwise, he would have said what he was claiming.
Right, alright, hold on.
And then we have a second claim, which I'll go do a bell for. Everybody gets their own bell ring.
Jack. Usually when two claims come in so close together, right?
Yeah. And then I'm going to ring the bell again.
Yep.
Because the Kimseys claimed Black Cat. I love her. She's so cool.
She is.
I really like her a lot. I'm not just saying that. She's got a whole furry outfit and everything.
Wonder Woman.
And Black Cat.
Thank you guys. Ultra Force Ghoul, $10. And then Ultra Force NME. Enemy, so it's NME.
That is the dumbest name.
It's a cool figure though.
His name is NME.
Also $10. So both Ultra Force figures are $10 each.
Really lame.
I'm surprised nobody wanted Ripley, but that's alright. This is really cool. This is like a little diorama.
Is that the Spawn and Violator?
It's Spawn versus Violator.
I'm going to give Mike 2 bell rings. He wants both of the Ultra Forces.
Thank you, Mikey R.
That is NME. The Ultra Villain. And Ghoul. An Ultra Hero.
I gotta see something.
Whoa,
here.
how
Yeah,
cool
dude, they're
is he?
super cool. Yeah,
I didn't realize he comes in a coffin.
We've had these figures, but
That
when they
is
come
so
loose,
cool.
I never know what they are.
I don't think I've ever seen the coffin guy
I'm trying
before.
to see 1, 2, 3, 4.
I like that.
There's at least 8 figures.
I love that, Tara. Keegan does have the Mary Jane, so we'll display Black Cat with Mary Jane.
Oh, that's cool. I wonder how hard it is to complete this series for Mike.
I think there's 8 or 12.
I don't know if Mike's a completer, so Mike just likes what he likes.
1, 2, 3, 4,
He's
5,
not a
6,
retarded.
7, 8.
He's sorry, bad word. He's not a whatever kind of thing I am. Anyway,
What?
I'm trying to say being a completist is like
Like an OCD completist.
yeah, so something wrong with your brain sometimes, or me personally,
Okay.
for being a completist.
Anyway, I think there's 8 figures, Mike. Not that you were asking, Justin was asking. I think there's 8 figures and 2 vehicles, I believe. This Ghoul is so cool. He comes with his own little coffin.
Spawn vs. Violators, $15,
That
sealed
is
in
so
the box.
cool. And his body pops apart. We'll talk about that later when we talk about our New Orleans trip. Mike said he has a few. They are cool, and he will get them all eventually.
Cool. All right. So I always thought these were bookends, but they can be used as bookends, but they're really just like pewter statues with a comic book. See the mini comic book behind it?
That could totally be.
This
a
is Golden Age Captain America with the comic book behind it. But we use them as bookends. Like we have them here in the store.
Yeah.
$15 sealed in the thing. It's called Comic Book Champion Collection.
I
There's
like
like
that.
there is a whole thing with them. Like they have Golden Age
They're
and-
pewter, so they're heavy, and we use them as bookends
Yeah.
anyway. And what's cool about them is that I don't think they're just Marvel. Didn't they do a line of DC ones
Yeah.
as well?
Oh yeah, it's just comic book in general.
It's just comic book, which I think is really cool. They're not stuck on just one or the
Stuck
other.
on you.
I'm gonna have a sip of coffee out of my Designs by Rage mug here.
So am I. All right, I like these. Alex doesn't. I like them because they're based on comic covers, so they're characters.
I'm gonna actually pop that open so we
Right.
can get a good look.
And they're like Migos style, but a little bit bigger, so they're soft goods, soft clothes.
I understand.
Alex likes these about as much as he likes beignet mix.
We promised we wouldn't.
Inside jokes.
We promised we wouldn't make fun of him anymore. Alex doesn't like them because they're kind of cheesy, but that's kind of why I kind of do like them, because they are like super cheesy
I like
with
because
their
they're
cheesy
Migos style and
clothes.
they're based on comic covers. So this is famous comic covers. Dark Phoenix.
I'm trying to get a good look. There's just so much glare. There you go.
Dark Phoenix is $15.
She's awesome.
Sealed in there. She displays great, and it's Velcroed shut. Like you can display it like that as well. And then Storm.
Hold on. We got a claim from Dave for the comic book champion,
All right, Dave. Thank you.
which is
Can you
Captain
find
America. Oh, he's punching Hitler. You didn't say he was punching Hitler.
I didn't know it was
That's
Hitler.
added
I
bonus.
thought it was more recent politicians.
No, it's. I know it's hard to tell them apart sometimes. Alex said his opinions are catching it on all sides. He is punching Hitler. I love that.
Well, that's what he's doing on the first comic.
Yeah, it's Captain America.
Yeah, that first comic, he's punching Hitler in the face.
I love that.
Speaking of which, we just saw the World War II Museum in New Orleans, and it was amazing.
When do we want to talk about?
I don't know, when we sell some stuff.
Okay.
All right, we
sell
also
some
have
stuff,
famous
that's all.
comic covers.
Storm
Storm, thank you.
from X-Men 126. looking incredibly badass, I might say. She's
Well,
very.
Storm is badass.
I mean, she's very girl power.
She's 20. She's a little bit more. 20 and 15. But if you want them both, I'll do 30 for both. If you want them both, it's up to you.
I'm really bad at Vanna Whiting here, but I'm doing my best. What I really love about these figures is that there's a mail away on the back for true Marvel Maniacs if you ever wanted your own Aunt May action figure. I love her. I love everything about that. Alright, that's Bartertown. Do you have Tarzan priced? Because I've been talking about it. I'm going to put it up. This is... I had no idea they did this toy line. Edgar Rice Burroughs, as you all know, famously wrote Tarzan. He also wrote John Carter, Warlord of Mars. Let me get the glare out of here a little bit better than that.
So this is they did a series. It's all Tarzan characters and John Carter characters.
They're like mixed
We've
up.
never seen these toys before.
It's insane. So this is Deja Thoris and this creepy alien guy.
So they're both from John Carter of Mars. Obviously.
NOLA the Kaldane.
Yeah, NOLA.
Yeah, of course.
$18.
So what's interesting about those aliens is that they don't have a face. They just have a pus-filled body, and then it sits on top of a headless body. It's disgusting. More gross things to talk about on this stream.
It's got a really weird text. I don't know. Is this a scam? Is this somebody trying to bait me?
I have no idea.
I didn't see anything on the...
You never reply to texts that you don't know who you're sending them.
Even if I'm saying, who is this?
Especially if you're only saying, who is this? Because then they know that that's a real phone number. If they're trying to scam you, and no one's trying to scam you because you're you. They're just trying to scam in general. So now that you replied, they know that you're a real person.
Oh.
Yeah.
As opposed to what? A fake person?
A non-existent phone number.
Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna go to camera 1, but I can't. I literally cannot see.
How about some Playmate Star Trek?
Okay. I love the Tarzan. If nobody buys this, I think we're gonna have to start collecting it.
Oh my god.
Well, did I see shadow figures over there that you put to the side?
Yeah. Only because I don't know if it's a complete set, and if it's a complete set, that's how I want to sell it. Or put it in the case. So.
Or put it in the museum.
Right.
Dave, I do not believe it's a Nigerian prince. Someone is asking Justin, telling Justin that our garage is locked, and should they leave the books?
I wish it would. So I hear that, and I'm like, oh, is it comic books?
Yeah, like what? My garage is locked. Someone better not be walking around anywhere near any garages that I own.
I want to hang with a Nigerian prince.
I don't think they're real, like actual princes or princesses, I should say.
Anybody interested in some Playmates TNG? These are figures we don't need. We have Dr. Beverly Crusher.
Bev.
These are all going to be $8. How's that? Beverly Crusher, $8.
Is that Tasha Yar?
Tasha Yar, $8. Tasha Yard's alter ego, Sela, her daughter, $8, who's weirdly the same age.
And weirdly...
and Guinan, all females,
like
$8.
Yeah, there's a lot of girl power in a lot of these figures, actually, now that I'm noticing.
This guy made it a point to say, I have a lot of female figures.
Really?
Yeah, I guess in the 90s, like, female figures were always the short pack ones.
Yeah.
When you bought a case of, say...
Always.
You know, Fantastic Four.
You know what? I'm going to give you 4 bell rings. Casper would like all of the Star Trek.
Thank you, Casper.
Thank you, Casper. Casper, I did not forget about that box that got returned. It's still sitting here waiting patiently for the next time I send you a package. I'm just going to rebox everything. I'm really glad I made it back.
So, especially in the 90s, but even now they do it.
Yeah.
They'll be like, say if you get a Spider-Man box of, before they put it out on the shelves. There's 2 Spider-Mans, 2 Venoms, 2 of this, and like 1 Spider-Woman.
And 1 Spider-Woman.
Because they didn't think boys wanted to play with female characters.
I'm going to put everything in air quotes with that.
Sure.
Dude, this Tarzan toy line is insane. There are so many... Look at all the figures.
And the funny thing is, we've never seen it.
We've
been doing this for like 14 or 15 years.
Casper, I'll go ahead and confirm your new address with you before I ship. I'm pretty sure I have it, though. I just want to make sure. Newer, yes. Look at all these figures. And there's 2 vehicles.
We've never seen them.
I wonder how much of this toy line actually made it to production. Because I'm noticing the vehicles are just like pre-production drawings. I wonder if they all made it. Tarzan never wore any of these outfits.
You guys want to see some vintage toys? How about something vintage?
Do we have vintage?
Pretty sure these are 80s toys.
That's not a set, right?
No. Funnily enough, the Zentradi do not ride Battle Cat, but he fits on it really well. That is a Robotech Zentradi Warrior, the larger kind. Great shape. It's just him. I think he came with a helmet and a gun, but it's just him. 25 for the Zentradi. And then for Battle Cat, I believe I have 35. Complete, very nice Battle Cat. Yep, 35. So 25 for Zentradi Warrior and 35 for Battle
So there were 3 different lines from this Tarzan. They did a Jungle series, a Mars series, and an At the Earth's Core series. I forgot he wrote that as well. So some of these characters are from At the Earth's Core. Are you worried about weird spam texts you're getting?
Jamie with turtles. I don't remember.
What?
I'm sorry, I don't remember. Period. Where did you go to my garage? Question mark. My gates should be locked.
My garage is locked. I'm so confused. I'm just confused in general. Jamie with the turtles. Who? Why does this have to happen during the stream?
I don't know. Who's Jamie with the turtles?
Jamie, if you're watching.
Sorry, Jamie, if you're watching this.
I love this Tarzan. This is so cool. I'm gonna love this. She's got a sword and a gun. I love it.
Oh, I didn't price those picture discs.
Should we put them up and price them quickly?
Yes, I can handle that.
All right.
These walked in the store right before we left for the trip, so I didn't get a chance to do anything with them.
We've got Strawberry Shortcake and her friends picture disc. Justin, could we also get the price on Storm again?
Storm, famous covers was 20. And what's that one?
This is a musical souvenir of Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom. It's a lot of words.
And these are both vintage too.
Yes. Casper found a few Tarzan figures on eBay. First time seeing them. I cannot believe I've never seen or heard of.
Yeah, it's weird. It is odd.
I love them.
Are we sure we don't put the Strawberry Shortcake thing in the museum?
I'm positive it's fine. We have, listen, the Strawberry Shortcake Museum, considering it's a toy line that I really hardly played with as a kid, it is banging. We do not need to put a picture disc in there.
That probably has a year on the back.
Let's see. I can read years. 1981.
Wow.
Really nice picture disc.
It's in good shape, right?
It is in good shape, showing Strawberry and her little buddies there.
It's really cool for display.
What I love about Strawberry Shortcake is that she transcended decades. Like, she's obviously very much from the 70s, Holly Hobby kind of a vibe, but she still made it into the 80s, and she's still going strong. Keith made a great point. It has been a while since you got a weird or mysterious text message.
It's true.
What random person would text you and not the store?
$15 for the Strawberry Shortcake picture disc.
Jesse said a toy line that is growing lately in volume collection-wise is Exo Squad.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
We have a great Exo Squad collection here in the museum.
You said 15 on the
yes.
Picture disc? And not to be outdone, we also have this.
Does Walt Disney have a year or anything, or a musical souvenir?
A musical souvenir. 1973.
Wow, it's older than I am.
Whistle While You Work, the Coney Island Washboard, Minnie's Yoo-Hoo, Maple Leaf Rag, A Spoonful of Sugar.
Helps the medicine go down.
Did you guys see that Dick Van Dyke just got like an honorary, what are the TV ones called?
We'll do the same thing for $15 for the Walt Disney as well.
Dick Van Dyke got inducted into the
Old Person Hall of Fame?
Emmy Hall of Fame or whatever. I think he's 98 or 99 years old. And he's hilarious and still going. Like, he's still got it. You know, he's not completely decrepit.
Is anybody hungry?
Going on.
So we had beignets.
But I'm not going to eat that. When do you want to talk about our trip?
Let's talk about our trip right now.
You want to do it now?
Yeah, well,
right,
we had beignets.
Well, wait, am I doing the thing?
Yeah, do the thing.
Hold on.
We'll get back to some more toys. I have a whole thing of DC toys here. We got some extra, we got all kinds of stuff.
Talk about our trip.
Oh, I thought you were doing a thing.
I did the thing.
What was it?
It was the Life, Liberty, and Pursuit of Plastic thing where it wiggles around.
It's time where we talk about our lives for a second here.
Yes, it is.
What led me to that is we went to New Orleans for my wife's birthday for her 20th, and we went to experience all New Orleans had to offer, except for like the red light district And,
That doesn't exist anymore, my
and
love.
the drunk and puking in the butt gutters. We didn't do any of that.
The butt garters?
And drunk and puking in the gutters.
It sounded like you said drunk and butt gutters.
Well, there are butt gutters too, but we didn't do anything like that.
No.
We ate beignet, and what reminded me of that is I guarantee that this 1990s Spider-Man cereal is probably not as good as beignet from Cafe
You got
Cremona's.
a text back from Jamie who answered you. She thinks she has the wrong number, but she doesn't, because she said she met you at a car show.
Oh.
So clearly she or he does not have the wrong number. But what garage are they wandering around is what I want to know. Because there's not anybody out back. And I didn't see anybody out front, so where did they go? I'm curious. I can't wait.
Anyway.
Stay tuned for the next exciting episode of
I'm going to go out front and look and see if there's anything
what's
sitting
going
there.
on with Justin's stuff. I didn't see anyone.
So, I want to sell the Spider-Man. Does anybody want a sealed box of Spider-Man cereal? I got to see what year it's from.
We were going to talk. It's from 90. I looked it up. I thought it was 92. We were going to talk about our trip.
We're going to. But we're also going to sell Spider-Man cereal.
I'm just making sure there's no weird people walking around outside. There's not. There's no one there. Your garage is locked. What? I'm so confused.
Who makes the cereal? Is it Post?
Let's look. It is Ralston.
Spell that.
Ralston. So I'm going to tell you right now what it is. Ralston also used to make checks. These are just checks. This is just checks. Or it was in 1995 when it was made. Oh my god. It's just checks shaped like spider webs. And then there's marshmallows, like
I
Lucky
love when we
Charms
get
style
food
marshmallows.
and shampoo and soap.
Remember the gummy thing? That was also Spider-Man. That black gummy that we almost...
Dude, 1995 Ralston Marvel Spider-Man cereal. Look what it sold for.
$70? Why? So whoever owned this had it actually like double step taped up to their wall.
Here's the thing. Everybody emptied them and flattened them. And the flattened, emptied ones sell for $10, $20.
Well, this one's...
Oh, that
not
has
empty
cards
flat.
inside or something.
Does
2
it?
Fleer cards.
Oh, wait. No. Nope.
Oh,
There's
this
no
one
cards
has
in
a
here.
card ad. Okay.
That's probably why it's money.
Let me go see, because this one sold for $50.
Does that one also have the cards?
Well, this $50 one did. I'm going to see if the $70 one did.
Because there's no cards. This is just collector Spidey
Yes,
gear.
it has cards, right.
No one's going to want this because there's no cards.
Somebody's going to wonder who's hungry.
Spider-Man study kit?
Do you think they would think it's weird if we donated it to the food drive? Some kid would be very happy about that.
So the food drive will take food past the sell-by date because it's still technically good for a period of time after the sell-by date.
What's the period of time?
I do not believe 30 years is the time. I don't believe 30 years is the time.
So Michelle, the strawberry shortcake, they're
Picture discs.
they're called
records.
picture discs. They're
Let
records.
me go to camera 2 for you real quick. Hold on. Oh gosh, I hope I don't shut it off by accident. There we go.
They're records, but like instead of black vinyl, they have art on them, and they're collectible. This one's from '81. It's strawberry shortcake. It's $15, and they're on both sides too. This one is Disney from '73, and it's also $15. And I think it has the same image on both sides.
It does. I'm trying to smell this. I don't know why I'm trying to smell it. It looks pretty tasty, but it's really just Chex cereal with Lucky Charms marshmallows in it, and I'm not sure how that really relates. I am interested to see that there's not any high fructose corn syrup in it.
Wow, when did that start?
I don't
There's a
know.
whole conversation.
Yeah, there's no high. There's plenty of
So
other.
this is better for you than
today's cereal.
Today's cereal. So we only eat vintage cereal in this house.
No. I wish I could only eat European food. So are we going to talk about our trip, or are we going to talk about cereal more?
Is
How
anybody?
much do you want
Let me
for
see
this?
the bottom. Let me see that cereal. Let me see the bottom right-hand corner of the front.
Collect great Spidey store gear.
Oh.
And then it shows you on the back. Did you miss where I read the whole thing?
Yeah. Does anybody want the cereals for $20?
$20, that's it? You could eat it for that price.
That's what a new box of cereal costs you right now in the
Casper said, should we trust a cereal brand that we've never heard of, worse than that of 30 plus years old? Jesse, the records are from 1981 and 1973.
Jesse, yeah, the strawberry shortcake is 81 and the Walt Disney World is 73. So they're pretty old.
We had a box of Batman cereal before. Would it turn to dust if we opened it? There's a chance.
I don't think it would turn to dust, but I would not eat it. It's probably like cardboard, or God only knows. We should do a video. We'd go.
It looks like Michelle is cleaning both of the records, but she is laid up. Michelle, I hope you're feeling good.
I saw Dan yesterday. Not to. I don't want to put anybody's.
Yeah, I'm not going to put her business out there, but I will just make sure. Hopefully, she's feeling good, and I will put your claims aside. Thank you. I'm sure we'll see you soon. No worries. Vintage cereal and old gum from collector cards. Yeah, I don't. It's
Michelle, I don't know
there.
if Dan wants you collecting things. You know, he's very. He doesn't like junk and collecting things in the house.
She is an independent, fierce woman. She doesn't need to care what some man thinks.
I'm just kidding. Obviously, Dan buys whatever he wants.
It's still cereal. It's not dust.
Yeah, what's cereal? It's cereal.
This reminds me of the time I picked up a box of Lucky Charms at Target and it had expired 2 years prior.
Maybe we should just go put this on the shelf at Walmart. That would be funny.
That would be a great photo opportunity. Like, just to take a picture. Like, look what we found.
Before I put some more stuff up, because I have a whole thing of DC and Batman.
We never talked about our trip.
That's what I was saying. But let's talk about the trip
Let's
for a
talk
second.
about the trip. All right.
You put some pictures or something, didn't you?
Oh, I did, but we don't have to go by the pictures.
Jesse, nothing Peter Pan right now. We don't get much Peter Pan in.
No, never. So I did a slideshow, but it's only like highlights. So like, should I just put it up and we can talk about what the picture pops up?
Yep.
All right, and I can pause it anytime.
And if you're not interested, go get a drink.
That is Anne Rice's house that she used to live in way back in the day. She's the lady who wrote Interview with a Vampire. I think it's going to scroll.
So that house.
Now we're on the beignets. You want to talk about the house?
So that house is the house she based the Witching Hour house on, that the witches lived in. And that, I read those books and they were, I loved them. Well, after I read the vampire books, but I read them all. But anyway, when seeing that house with my own eyes, is it almost exactly how I envisioned how she described the
We really just jumped right into the trip. We skipped a whole bunch of stuff. Alex said that Leo wants to know what happened when we got pulled over.
So we went to New Orleans.
The long way.
We drove. And
he drove.
I drove.
He drove.
So
I don't want anyone pretending I
We have been
drive.
everywhere in the Northeast here, and I like to drive places because I like to see things, but because we've been everywhere in this local area, I like to drive as far away as possible before I start taking back roads. So we drove to my brother's house in Tennessee, and I took the interstate, which I don't normally do, but I did because I just wanted to get away from here as fast as possible in one day.
I want to get away from here as fast as possible.
So we took Route 81, which is brutal, 2-lane road with lots of trucks and stuff. And we're driving, and I wasn't using the truck we rented was a Nissan something Rogue. It was terrible. It thinks it's smarter than you, so it like has all these driver help things, and I really couldn't figure out how to use. If I put if I put the cruise control on, it would want to try and steer for me. Like, it would try and keep me in the lane, which is like, I don't need that. It just makes me panic.
That was weird, yeah.
It brakes for you. Like, so I didn't have cruise control on. Now, I'm passing trucks. I'm going downhill. We pass a cop, and I see him on the left, and I see him start to pull out. And I was like, oh, he's pulling out. I wonder how fast. Oh, I'm going 94 miles an hour in a 70. So I saw him pull out, and I was like, well, he's pulling out for us, Penelope. So I just pulled over. I didn't even wait for him to catch up with the lights on or anything. I just went, well, he's coming for us, and just pulled onto the shoulder and waited there. And he pulled up behind us, lights on, and he came up to the passenger side window, and I said, I already know what you're going to say, and I bought and paid for it. I'm not even going to try and argue with you, man. I didn't realize how fast I was going, but that's no excuse. And he was like, I got you. All right. Give me your license. So he took my license. He said, oh, you have a CDL? And I said, yeah. And he said, with a CDL, your fines are higher. Points can affect. And I was like, oh, I'm well aware, sir.
Again, you bought and paid for it. You
Yeah.
were literally going 22.
So-
You were doing 92 and 70, not 94.
Well, when I looked down, I was doing 94. He clocked me at 92.
Okay.
So luckily it was too. So anyway, he comes back and he says, listen, I wrote you up for 84 miles an hour. Now, I'm not going to say his name because I might get him fired right now.
You remember his name?
No. So anything over 15 miles an hour over the speed limit in the state of Virginia is like you have to go to court.
It's a felony.
I'm like, oh my, what? Like, they are serious. So he wrote me for 14 miles an hour over, so it would nix that, and I was super appreciative. Like, it's going to end up costing us like $300. My insurance is going to go up. We're getting points. I bought and paid for it. All my fault. But he was super cool, and I was super appreciative of him doing that for us because he didn't have to do that at all. Especially some northern-ass Yankees driving down. We had New York plates. We're driving to New Orleans, and we rented a car, and it had like New York plates. And I was like, Penelope, I know that I'm undercover if we're going down like Mississippi, Louisiana area, but the car was not.
You said Louisiana.
Louisiana. Nolans, Louisiana.
So do we want to tell the entire story of the trip?
My God, we should just do a video of that because it's going to take forever.
That's what I mean.
So we drove with my brothers. We surprised my brother at baseball practice, which was awesome. Saw my nephews and my sister-in-law. There's no time like family time. Even if it's quick, it's just nice seeing family. And then we just took back roads from Oak Ridge to New Orleans.
It took us 2 days to get there.
Yep. We stopped at Meridian, Mississippi. Anybody ever been there? Why?
We drove through. There's so many towns we drove through.
We learned all about cotton.
We stopped
the good and the bad.
We stopped in Selma, just to say we'd been
and
there.
Had barbecue.
And we had lunch.
Yep.
What else?
It started raining the minute we got near New Orleans, and it didn't stop until we left. No, that's not true. We had some nice days.
It didn't rain on Saturday or Sunday.
I have a phobia of bridges, especially or driving over water, especially at night. I'm not a fan. I don't know why, but it's just not my thing. But
so, what did you do to yourself intentionally?
Intentionally, the longest bridge over water
in the world
is the Pontchartrain Causeway Bridge.
Yeah.
And I had to drive over it.
Yeah.
I couldn't go down there and not drive over it. So we put on Band of Heathens.
We didn't
Hurricane.
have to. Let me just say that we didn't have to drive over this bridge. We could have gone around the city. He chose to drive through and across.
I wanted to.
Yeah.
Because it's there. Now, if it was nighttime, I might not have. I might have had like a panic attack because I was already panicked.
Yeah.
It was daytime, but it was pouring. It was stressful, but it was like super cool too. Like 26 miles of bridge. Like that's a crazy long bridge.
So Justin had a playlist and we were playing it. So like all like the New Orleans songs came on.
Yeah, I made like a New Orleans playlist. So we got in there and we went and saw Anne Rice's grave immediately because she's right there at the base of the bridge in the Metairie Cemetery.
Anne Rice is buried at Metairie Cemetery.
Now the reason both of us, we're not big Mardi Gras people.
No.
We're not, I'm not really a big drinker. I used to drink, but that's not really my thing.
I never ate Cajun or Creole food until I went to New Orleans, so it's not like that was a thing.
Yeah, exactly. But the reason either of us ever thought about New Orleans was from the 90s, reading Interview with a Vampire, the way Anne Rice described it, and then it becoming the epicenter of, like, vampire and, her whole lore.
Yeah, there's now an entire, I'm not sure. There's a vampire cafe in New Orleans. That would never have existed until she created this whole mythos. There were no New Orleans vampires.
No. New Orleans was not known for vampires before Anne Rice, not at all.
No. I mean, Romania is known, Transylvania is known for vampires. New Orleans was never.
She created this whole thing around it. And it's a thing now.
It is.
Because there's the Vampire Cafe.
Yeah.
But full of Hot Topic people.
It is. She was the impetus for all of this. So
now I get it too because New Orleans does have like the whole voodoo vibe thing going on.
But that has nothing to do with vampires.
No, but it is like kind of a
that's more zombies than anything.
It is, but it does have a dark magic supernatural thing. Yeah. So I get that.
Yeah.
And then like the cemeteries are freaking crazy.
The cemeteries are okay. We're jumping all over this whole trip.
Well, we're just flowing.
Dude, I had no idea. And this is my fault listen, I'm a retired goth. You would think that I would know this shit. I had no idea how they buried people in New Orleans. And if you aren't aware, you're about to become aware, and you may change your mind about how you feel about it, because it kind of changed my mind. So, the typical, above ground crypts that you've seen, I'm sure, whether you've been to New Orleans or not, whether you've seen them on TV, they have these above ground crypts, and some of them are pretty small, maybe just 2 coffin sizes stacked, maybe a little taller, more like a mausoleum. But the way it works is, hold your ears if you have a weak stomach, because this freaked me out. There are 2 chambers in the crypt, and one of them is where they will put the body when the person passes away, and then a year and a day later, they will remove the coffin open the coffin, take out what is left of the person, put it in a bag. Just put it in a bag. Put all your shit in a bag. Put it in a burlap sack with their person's name on it.
Can I say this like our cemetery guy did it?
Yeah.
Because our cemetery guy was awesome.
He was our tour
He was a
guide
man
was
of
amazing.
Creole descent whose family had been there forever. So
How
he's
you,
like,
you do a great impression.
so when a person dies from the family, they put you in the box and they put you up top, and exactly 361,
366 days
365, 1 year and a day later, they exhume you from the spot, and approximately 17 years after that,
No,
they,
stop. No.
So
They
he was
let me just get this out before I vomit literally on camera. They will exhume your body after a year and a day.
put you in a canvas bag.
After
Whatever's there.
After the New Orleans summer has been able to get to you, right? And do whatever the hell it does.
I can't imagine
melting,
what's in
is
this.
it like melted fat?
I don't know.
Is it like dried up skin?
It's like, dude, it's like being in an air fryer for a year. I don't know how it works.
It's the most vile
So
shit.
they
I've
take
ever
whatever's
encountered.
left in there, put it into a canvas bag, and then slide that bag all the way back, and it
And it falls into the secondary
into
area.
the second area, which is like a pit. And they have no idea how many people are in these pits.
Some of them, there's no record.
Generations of families.
Some of them have no record of who's in
Nicolas Cage came here when he was a youth,
there. Yeah.
and fell in love with the mystique of the area. And
Casper, so in some places, they do what's called a coping or a copping, I don't know how it's pronounced, grave. And those would be for people like of Jewish descent specifically that need to be interred underground.
Protestants, I believe, are buried that way too.
They basically, it's like kind of raised up a little bit, and then you're interred in the ground.
And it is a concrete bunker,
and
but
there is like a bunker, and some of them do have like a fence around them as well. I don't know about the
it's insanity. They're beautiful. It's really
it was
interesting to
gorgeous.
look at.
I didn't include any pictures of that on our slideshow.
New
but
Orleans is very European.
It is very European. I have a whole slideshow. Like I didn't put it in any kind of order or anything.
Real quick before we do the slideshow.
Oh god, no.
I got two she
Hold on.
spawns. They are
Hold on.
both series 4, same figure,
we go.
but it's the variants. If you look, the colors are different, and I'm
That
selling
one.
them together because it is both variants. If you look at the chest and the colors on the body, they're different. If you look at the weapons, that one's gray, that one's black.
Okay, what are we asking here?
$20 for the two.
I love it. Okay, back to vampires.
Right.
So, we're skipping all around here. But the cemetery tour in New Orleans, the way it works, all of the cemeteries that are under the purview of the Catholic Archdiocese, they actually they have them all on lockdown because of vandalism. They don't want just anyone being able to walk in. So if you're just a normal person that does not have any family there, you do have to take an official tour, which is there are only 15 tour directors that can take you on one of these tours. And we took one of the tours because I really wanted to see Nicolas Cage's grave because I'm weird. Even though he's not dead yet, I really wanted to see his pyramid.
Well, I mean, you think you're weird. He's weird.
Is he weird or does he just like what he likes?
He made a pyramid. Well, okay, weird is a...
Here, hold on. It's in here somewhere.
Let's describe as they go by, the pictures.
These are the beignets we got at the Cafe Du Monde.
Oh, we have beignet at Cafe Du Monde.
That's also in Jackson Square, which is where Cafe Du Monde is.
That's where we ate our beignets, was in that square. Very European.
Very
Oldest
European.
church in America.
That's the inside. Is it the oldest church in America?
Yeah,
Even
but it's been
older?
rebuilt.
Even older than something in Pennsylvania?
I believe
Wow.
it's the oldest church in America.
I think it's the oldest cathedral.
Maybe that's what it is.
That is Nicolas Cage's grave. How
Yeah.
bizarre and awesome is that? It's so weird.
He's obviously an alien.
Listen, I don't know if he's an alien or just
Do you
an
know why
Illuminati.
Do you know why the?
That's me on my birthday,
Aw.
having a birthday
That's
cafe.
before the woman gave you the card to go
Yeah.
to the secret speakeasy.
What do we want to stop here and talk about this?
That's Bourbon Street.
That is the Gallier House, which is so. What's really cool about the Gallier House is that it's a historic old house in New Orleans, obviously. But when Anne Rice wrote Interview with the Vampire, she used the Gallier House as her basis for the home that Louis and Lestat lived in while they were living in New Orleans with Claudia and stuff. So when she wrote her book, she based that house on that house. And when they filmed the show, the new Interview with the Vampire show, I'm looking at the wrong camera. When they filmed that show, they actually used the Gallier House as the filming location for their house in the show. So I thought that was really, really cool.
Meta.
It's very meta and really cool. And that was like the little vampire tour that I took us on. We went and saw all kinds of filming locations for Interview with the Vampire, the movie and the show. That's us up on the balcony at the Vampire Speakeasy. That was really cool. So Well, you want to tell the story about the vampire speakeasy?
All right. So we knew this existed, and people have told us. Penelope asked what's going on in New Orleans.
Let me back up.
Oh boy.
I decided for my birthday I wanted it to be the ultimate vampire thing. So we wanted to start the day having brunch at the Vampire Cafe. Okay, now you can continue.
So we started the day at Vampire Cafe. We knew that the speakeasy thing existed, but we knew you needed a secret password or something to get in. So we figured, like, oh, you got to be like, they only let cool people in, people who like fit the bill.
Or like,
well, when we went into the Vampire Cafe, first of all, there was no fit in the bill. It's obviously a tourist trap.
It wasn't even okay. And I said this earlier today. The place is painted bright yellow. They had like 2 Spirit Halloween vampire things hanging on the wall, and they were playing 50s music, like Mr. Sandman.
Penelope expected it to be a scene from Interview with the Vampire, and it was not.
I expected maybe red or even black or gray walls, like a Victorian kind of vibe, and there was a little bit of that.
It was just tourist trappy, kitschy.
It was not, even from the aspect of a kitschy tourist trap, which I expected it to be. There was no velvet curtains. They didn't even get their own lore right. Like it that bugged me a little. But
and the people who were dressed, they were working there. Our waitress just like a regular waitress.
The guy who was running the door did look like a mini Armand.
Yeah, he had a vampire. He had a Hot Topic vampire thing going on, like he was at Shampoo in 2001. So, I'm all expecting to have to schmooze the waitress and be like, hey, this speakeasy thing, you know, I've heard about this. So anyway, Penelope goes to the restroom, and the waitress comes over with our bill, and she hands me a card, like a business card almost, and it's like, hey, we have a vampire speakeasy if you want to go over there, and just here's the card for it. And I was like, okay, oh great, thank you. Do me a favor. When my wife comes back out to sit down after going to the restroom, bring it and give it to her, because I just wanted Penelope to get that experience. Not that it was an experience, but like at least they're giving it to her.
And he even told her it was my birthday.
Yeah.
And when I came out, she was like, hey, here's a card for the speakeasy. And I was like, thanks.
No, so it was no kind of undercover, you need to know you need to know somebody in the know to know somebody. So we're like, all right, cool. It opens at 4 o'clock.
So we walk all over New Orleans. I drag his ass to the Gallier House. I drag him to all these different places. Hello, James from the UK. Nice to see you. Thank you for tuning in.
James.
We're talking about.
We're talking about our recent trip to New Orleans.
Yeah, we'll get back to some.
I'm going to jump in and tell a couple things. Yeah,
right.
Go ahead. The Gallery House.
No, you can interrupt me.
All right, we got Legends of Batman Riddler, $12. Again, you got to spend $20 for free shipping, and Legends of Batman Joker, $12. Again, you got to spend $20 for free shipping.
In the United States.
Yep.
I need to click it again. So, I dragged him to all kinds of filming locations for Interview with the Vampire.
Walked, boy.
We walked all over New Orleans. We walked from the French Quarter all the way to the Treme and back again.
So the Treme is the first or second African American neighborhood, like truly like black neighborhood. I think it has some kind of distinction like that.
I believe you.
I forget what the wording is, but it's something like that.
I don't know what.
New Orleans was really famous for its free people of color during the Civil War.
Yeah. Which is awesome and really amazing, considering that they're in the dead of the South.
It's one of the reasons that the culture down there is so incredibly diverse and weird and interesting, right?
We saw so many places I can't even remember them right now. But I dragged him all over the French Quarter, all up and down Royal Street. We got to see the Gallier House was really big on my list. And also, for those of you that watched the Interview with the Vampire Season 2, at the very end of Season 2, I don't want to spoil anything, there's a scene where 2 characters are reunited, and September 8th is a date of importance, and it was September 8th, so we went and saw that filming location, so I thought that was really cool. And then by the time we got back to town, it was back to like the main area. It was about 4 o'clock, and it was time for the speakeasy to open.
So the speakeasy's address, you have to go into, it's just a regular jazz bar, which is a really big thing down there. Legends of Batman, Catwoman.
You gotta tell me when I have to switch.
$12. So we have
for Catwoman.
Riddler, Joker, and Catwoman, all Legends of Batman, $12 each, mint on card.
You wanna do a package deal for all 3?
Not yet. Okay. All right, so we go into this jazz cafe, and it's jazz.
It's called Fritzl's Jazz
Cafe.
There's a guy playing the trombone. We get the idea.
So I'm like, well, this is not vampire. Everybody there is dressed in khakis and t-shirts like me. So
yeah. So by the way, I'm wearing I saved all my gothness up for this one day. I'm wearing the whole black boots and the little cross stuff and all the stuff and the makeup and everything, contacts. He's wearing, I think, literally exactly what he's wearing right now. A gray t-shirt and khaki shorts.
Yeah, well, it's hot in New Orleans, and Justin ain't got time for the whole dressing up as a goth fat vampire anymore.
Anyway.
I'm past it. I did it. I used to do it. I wore a cape. I mean, I'm over it. That was 30 years ago. 30 years ago. So anyway, we walk into the back of the bar because there's an exit out the back, and it's like a little courtyard behind it.
Behind everything.
And there's some people sitting out there, but I didn't see any vampires. So I'm like, Penelope, I don't know.
Are we in the right place?
So we go stand out front on Bourbon Street, and we're just like looking around. We're like, does somebody work here? Can we talk to somebody?
Yeah.
So we were just like, we just went and sat in the little courtyard area, just waiting, and then a vampire appeared.
I don't know if that's what happened. I'm gonna interrupt this. How much was Catwoman? 12?
Yep.
$12 for Catwoman, Hal. So we're sitting in this little like courtyard in the back, and we realize these other people sitting there who just look like regular schmoes are waiting for the vampire.
They're waiting for the same thing as us.
And I'm like, all right, so they're not like hand-picking goth people or anything to go to this thing. And then finally, Hal would like a Catwoman. Thank you, Hal. And then finally, this like circa 2003 Hot Topic vampire man appears with his white contact lenses and his ramen noodle hair and his.
I resemble that remark.
You do, and his ramen noodle hair and his UFO pants with the chains and the wallet chains and all that, and the New Rock boots, and hello, I have arrived. You know, he's all very like theatrical.
Are you here for the, or whatever? You know, he did his thing.
The name of the place was Potions, the Speakeasy.
You know, Penelope had the card. She handed it back to me. She looked at it. You know, the girl gave it to her, the waitress.
I read it and handed
the
it back
waitress
to
Kat.
Justin.
Her name was Kat.
Our waitress's name was Kat.
I assume it was short for Katrina or something. Well, maybe nobody would
Catherine?
name anybody Katrina in New Orleans, so maybe not. So I put it in my wallet. I didn't look at it. It was just a card. So the vampire comes out. He's like, "Are you here? You know, we are ready for you. Whatever. Blah blah blah." So it's our turn to walk up.
Justin has no interest.
No, there's space between everybody.
At all.
Somebody walks up and they're like, and he goes up and he closes the door again. And then you walk up to him.
He lets each person in one at a time.
And
like
then closes the door. Yes.
It's very mysterious.
So we walk up, and I pull out the card and hand it to him, and he says,
"What is the password?"
What is the password? And I looked at her and I said, "I don't know."
He didn't look at me. I couldn't even hear what was happening because there's music playing.
I was like,
I don't know. And
so
the
then
guy's
he's
like,
"Well, who sent you?"
Who sent you?
And I said, Kat. The waitress.
And the guy literally the guy's
his
trying
kayfabe
so
goes
hard.
away. Like it was like talking to a wrestler, and he's in character, and then you say something, and all of a sudden his kayfabe he started chuckling almost.
The guy's trying so hard to stay in like his vampire persona, and Justin, Mr. Khaki gray shirt guy, is not into it in the least. So
I was into it. I didn't know I was saying something into it. So apparently on the card, and she didn't tell me this.
Why would I have to tell you what card you had?
The card says on it. What did the card say?
Tell them, here's the address, and we are opening at this time. Tell them the vampire sent you.
I told her my waitress sent me, because she did. I didn't know.
So I'm like, Justin, you're ruining the mystique. Give me the card. And the guy's like trying
So
not to
Penelope
laugh.
gets the card and looks at me and says, "You have to tell him the vampire sent you." And I was like, "Oh, the vampire sent us, or you said it."
I said it, and the guy's like just rolling his eyes, like.
Yeah,
now,
we blew that whole.
I was here specifically. Listen, you don't go to a place called the Vampire Cafe in New Orleans for authenticity of any kind. I was here for the kitsch. I was here for the ridiculousness.
Well, you got it, girl.
Of the campiness, and I was in for it. Like I was ready. He was not at all about it at all.
I wasn't against it. I just wasn't like.
He wasn't in it.
I didn't know I needed to like.
At any rate.
A cosplay or whatever was going on.
So all of the drama to get us there, and the fact. Listen, I'm gonna be honest. I was disappointed by the Vampire Cafe, and then out back they have a vampire boutique. I did get some absolutely amazing lipstick, which I'm wearing today from Cursed Cosmetics. This is extraterrestrial, great stuff. It's not gonna come off. It's amazing. They overcharged us. They accidentally charged us too much, and we didn't realize until it was too late. Like
that was extra money for the vampire.
Yeah, the ambiance.
I will say.
But all of that was worth it to get into the speakeasy because that made my day.
The speakeasy was awesome.
It was amazing.
So the decor was what you expected.
Yes.
It felt like a Victorian vampire vibe.
Black walls.
They were playing
purple
goth
velvet,
music.
Purple velvet couches.
And the best part of it was,
yeah.
The drinks were expensive, but it's Bourbon Street. The best part was, it has a balcony above Bourbon Street.
Yes, on the second floor.
And because you're there, and the vampire invited you there, you have access to the balcony.
Yes.
So we sat on the balcony
vampire.
for 3 hours. So Bourbon Street's not our thing. I don't want to be in it, but I do enjoy watching it. So we people watched.
Let me actually put up the slideshow again real quick. That's the balcony at the place. That is my blood bag drink because they serve drinks in a blood bag, which is an actual IV bag. I thought that was really cool. And that's the kitschiness I was in for. That was our view of Bourbon Street down below. We did not have to be in the actual nonsense going on down there at all.
Just
and
a
that,
mass
I'll save
of
that
people.
for a second. That was the best. So walking around seeing all of the vampire stuff, we didn't do a vampire tour because I realized that my vampire tour was better than the one that they were offering. So we went and saw all the different filming locations and stuff from the Interview with the Vampire movie and show. Tons of other shows and movies have been filmed in New Orleans, but that was really why I was there. So we saw a ton of stuff from that. But ending the night, or almost ending the night, Sunday, my birthday, up on the balcony at Potions, the Vampire Speakeasy, was really cool. It was really chill. There was almost nobody up there.
And the people that were up there were like cool.
Really
like we
cool.
We made
made
friends for the hour or
single
whatever.
serving friends.
And then there were some points where like we were the only ones on the balcony.
Yeah.
And we were like just hanging out, watching Bourbon Street, drinking a little bit.
Not enough to
watching the world down there, which is really interesting. There's
really
nothing
cool.
like it.
So it turns out that this place was actually in part of the gay district down on Bourbon Street, which we didn't even realize was a thing.
Makes sense with the vampires.
Yeah, there was a gay bar right across the street that had a drag queen singing outside, which was really awesome, and they were absolutely phenomenal. Singing opera, Elvis, Frank Sinatra, Madonna, all kinds of crazy stuff. Absolutely phenomenal. We had an absolutely wonderful time. And it was capped off by the end of the evening. Our friend Jamie, who put us up while we were down there.
I need to get a key real quick. I'll be right back.
I'm going to talk about Jamie and how awesome that was. She just drove us around in her awesome, what kind of car? 1969 AMC?
AMC Javelin.
Yeah, her Javelin, which here's a picture of us. That is me in the back, and Justin taking a picture of us in the Javelin. Jamie was absolutely awesome. She drove us all over town, and we saw things.
Impossible without her.
We saw things that we would never have seen without her, including something that I was not expecting to ever see, let alone actually say. There are horse gangs in New Orleans. I am not kidding. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I would never have believed it. There are bike gangs, meaning like BMC bicycle gangs. There are dirt bike gangs. We have them here. We have them here in Atlantic City. There are
always say gangs. We don't mean
gangs.
like they weren't like riding up on trains and robbing trains.
No.
Like crews. Like crews of people. Like I'm in a car club. You know how they're like in Philly. There's all those guys that like ride around illegally on dirt bikes and ride up and down the street.
Yeah.
Well, there's kind of like horse people in New Orleans.
There's bike people, dirt bike people, motorcycle people, and horse.
They got
people.
it all going on down there. So I was like, what?
Phenomenal.
I said, Jay. We pull up to like this biker bar, and it's all these dudes in leather with their Harleys, and I'm like, okay, I'm comfortable here.
We get that.
And then there's like
3
7
people on
horses. There was more. And I'm like, what are the horses? And she's like, oh, that's the horse people. And I was like, what?
She's just like, oh, it's the horse people. And we're like, wait,
Casper,
what?
exactly. But they weren't dressed. They didn't have like bandanas and cowboy hats.
They
were
clothes.
like urban.
It was like a
rap video.
Regular clothes.
On horses.
On horseback.
And she was like, yeah, they make them dance. And I'm like, what? So then a motorcycle goes running up the street, and then horses come running up the street next to them.
Motorcycles and horses were racing.
Jamie, what's happening right now? I don't understand what's happening right now.
He thought he was having like some sort of hallucination or something.
I'm still like.
It was amazing.
It was amazing. It was unexpected, and I was expecting a lot in New Orleans. It's a wild town. Turns out it's a really wild town.
Yeah. So that's Jamie driving her car. We also, after, I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves. Is there anything else from New Orleans we want to talk about specifically?
Listen, we can talk about New Orleans all
night.
night.
The food was phenomenal.
The food was...
I
am a huge fan of jambalaya.
I had a biscuit and sausage gravy. It was the best thing I ever ate in my life. We went back for seconds, and they were closed, and I was so upset.
Let me sell a couple things and
I
we'll
was
continue.
hurt. All right, I was physically injured by the fact that they could not go back for more.
Batman and Robin. We have Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy, $12. We have Batgirl, $12.
No, Casper, they did not have underglow lights and hydraulics on the horses. But
That we saw.
But the BMX bikers did.
Yeah, the guys on bicycles, they were all decked out with LED lights and stuff.
I got confused by the Catwomen.
So this is 89 Batman Toy Biz Joker from the 89 movie. The bubble's a little discolored, but other than that he's fine. $25.
That's a nice figure. I like him a lot.
That's the one from the movie.
Yeah.
Like if you're collecting that 89 Batman movie line, there it is. And then Catwoman from Batman Returns, Michelle Pfeiffer.
That's a great figure.
That is a great figure.
I loved her.
$15.
I was so obsessed with her in that movie when that came out.
I agree.
I was so obsessed that I took my Barbie, my favorite Barbie, and I used electrical tape to put on a Catwoman outfit on her.
Wow, poor Barbie.
Well, yeah, she actually got screwed up. Like, she had electrical tape marks all over her body for years, and I had to use undo to take it off. I love that movie. I love Michelle Pfeiffer.
That electrical tape all over her
Catwoman.
sounds like, it sounds interesting. It sounds like it could be like some sort of, what's it called, Barbie? You know.
No, Justin, I don't know.
The bikes like the bikes from Boba Fett TV show.
No,
so
they
those
were actual,
scooters.
They were actual, like, regular bikes.
Bicycles.
Like,
Chain-powered pedal bicycles.
Yeah. But they had lights in the spokes.
Yeah, they had all kinds of LEDs.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Barbie.
Jesse. I didn't want to kink Barbie. Yeah.
You didn't want to kink shame Barbie.
Right.
So listen,
I can't believe these Batman figures aren't selling.
We eat so much amazing food. We saw so much cool stuff. And we could have spent a month in New Orleans and still not seen everything we wanted to do. I had a few things on my list I definitely wanted to see, and I got 95% of them. I didn't eat frog legs, which I was hoping to do while I was down there. I did eat alligator. I ate crawfish, but I didn't eat them like I ate a crawfish pie because it's not crawfish season. So getting fresh crawfish now was like really hard. So I ate a crawfish pie. It was a little spicier than I like.
What do they call them down there? Crawfish. Don't they call them something else? Don't the Cajuns call them something? I forget.
I don't know. Crawfish share? I don't know.
I'll do $20 on this Joker. I mean, this is if you're collecting 89 Batman figures.
Is he the one?
He's the one. Him and the Batman. And Bob the Goon. I think they're the only 3 figures they put on the cards.
Crawdads.
You're going to get some of them there crawdads. Yeah, some of them there crawdads.
I imagine, so I couldn't really tell because it was so spicy, way spicier than I normally like. But I feel like they are a crawfish or a mixture between lobster and shrimp. And I love both of those things.
Well, we got shrimp.
Claim Joker.
Who?
Greg H. Hello, Hutch. Nice to see you.
Greg, you got a pile here. I know you've been away. Please come pick up. We are broke. And you got some G.I. Joes for me.
What else did we eat that was really great?
Well, we had some of that shrimp jambalaya.
No, you didn't.
And some shrimp.
You didn't have
crackers and some shrimp pops.
We did
shrimp pudding.
We did go to Bayou La Battery, but that's
why I'm doing this.
Well, you're skipping. Here, hold on. So the day that we were expecting to leave Monday, and we got up early, got showered, got dressed, got ready, and we said, listen, we originally wanted to do a swamp tour. Because I specifically wanted to see a specific tree that was apparently used.
The Giving Tree.
The whiskey tree was apparently used in the original Interview with the Vampire movie, and I was really excited about seeing that. So I really wanted to do a swamp tour. It turns out that it was not actually used in the movie, and they actually used a soundstage to film that scene, and it was not the actual tree or the actual swamp. So I cared a little less about seeing the swamp.
Which makes sense because why would they put Tom Cruise into a swamp? Although he would probably do it.
He would, but it makes sense that it was on a soundstage, especially after I went back and watched it. It's obviously a soundstage. Like, I can't believe I never realized. But I was a little less interested in it at that point. So we thought, listen, there's this World War II museum. Let's just breeze through it, take an hour before we leave. Yeah, George, I didn't mean to.
I was like, I need to see the World War II museum. But I was like, it's probably great. Let's just do like an hour or two, and then when we get on the road, we'll just get on the road.
George, I didn't mean to blow up your recommendation there, but they filmed it on a soundstage. Your tour guide completely lied. But we decided to go to the World War II Museum, figuring we'd spend an hour or so. We got there at about 11:30, 12, and they had to literally kick us out at 5 o'clock when they closed. This museum was absolutely phenomenal. It started out as just a D-Day museum down in New Orleans, because those of you who aren't familiar with D-Day, The boats that brought the soldiers onto the shoreline are called Higgins boats.
Hal could tell us all about it.
And they were a very specific type of boat that was created by the Higgins Company and Mr. Higgins, presumably, from New Orleans.
The Higgins guy specialized in low draft, which means you can drive it in shallow water boats for the bayou. So they went to him and asked him, can they make landing craft with doors that fall open so that all the troops can get shot as they come onto the beach.
And
so he did it. So they did the D-Day Museum there.
They did it in New Orleans, and then they decided to turn the single building into 6 buildings and make it the World War II National Museum.
I've been in a lot of military museums, a lot of museums.
It was
the layout
unreal.
And the way you kind of interact with the museum, and it's not just looking at the stuff, it's really telling the story of leading up to World War II, the horrors that happened in the aftermath.
Mud bugs.
We got some of them there, mud bugs. So, it's just a phenomenal museum if you ever have a chance. If you're into American history or military history or just our history, because it's a huge part. You would think, I know they called it the war to end all wars, and I said this while we were there.
Yeah.
You would think after that war with the nuclear bomb and the atomic bomb and the amount of people in Europe that died and fascism and evil and the Holocaust, you would think, as humanity, we'd be like, you know what? Let's never do this war thing again.
Yeah, turns out.
Let's never do it again.
Turns out, people have short
Turns out we
memories.
never stop. We never stop with war. It's insanity.
And we never stop with fascism, apparently. It's just
I guess not.
Everywhere you go. The museum itself, I only included one picture in my little slideshow. There's an Anne Frank memorial in front of the building, which
Bernie,
really,
I can respect that.
That really choked me up. There's an entire pavilion just dedicated to the people that were liberated in Europe from that horrible thing.
The War to End All Wars was the one that led to World War II.
Yeah,
okay.
Yes.
Makes sense.
It was a phenomenal. Modern history doesn't normally interest me. I'm much more of like a ancient Greek, ancient Roman, Egyptian kind of chick. But this museum was phenomenal. And like Justin said, the way you interact with things, when you get there, you're actually given a dog tag, and you follow a real soldier around the war as you travel.
It's not really a dog tag; it's like a card. It's not a Vampire Speakeasy card, though.
No.
It's another card that you. There's like little areas you walk to and tap the card, and it tells you the story of whatever soldier you ended up with.
And there's dozens, I think hundreds of different soldiers you can get.
Like, there were literally thousands of soldiers in World War II.
I mean that you can follow the story of through the museum.
Okay.
Justin.
So now we're on a kick. We're rewatching Band of Brothers because we went to the museum, because there's stuff there
phenomenal.
from those guys.
It was absolutely phenomenal.
Real quick, we have Kenner Man of Steel figures. These are 2-packs. Is that Doomsday or Massacre?
Doomsday.
$20 for the Doomsday 2-pack with Superman.
Hunter Prey Superman.
And then Massacre, also
and
$20.
Full Assault Superman.
Yep. We don't get many Superman packs like this. Super cool.
How it's funny that you mentioned the oral history database. That's one of the things that we encountered when we went to this museum. They have an entire, it's called the Hall of Voices, and you go in and you sit in front of a screen. The screen is 6 feet tall, and you go and sit in front of the screen at this machine, and you select the person that you want to talk to, and their image comes up in full 3D hologram in front of you.
And he's sitting there staring at you,
and
he's like, "Hey, what would you like to talk about?"
And you actually out loud ask a question, and the person, and it was just men and women, it was soldiers, nurses,
yeah. That's another great thing about this museum. The focus wasn't just American soldiers, right? It was diverse as far as like females, women in the war, people of color in the war. It touched upon everything. It is absolutely a must-see. George said it sounds like it's a must-see.
It was phenomenal.
It's absolutely a must experience.
I'm so glad we went, and we didn't even see everything. We had to rush through one area. We missed the Pacific Theater entirely.
I'm pretty callous. Yeah, we did. I'm sorry. I'm pretty callous when it comes to like World War II, and I've seen all the documentaries. I've watched all the shows.
Yeah.
So I didn't expect to cry at the end of this. And you guys have probably heard me say that many times here. I cried. Well, we cried because at the end, not at the end, but one of the ends of one of the buildings is like
it was
a
really
video,
close to the end.
A movie almost.
Yeah. So they call it the Liberation Pavilion, and it's really dedicated to the people who didn't survive as victims of the Holocaust and the war in general in Europe. but also the people that liberated them, and it was their stories. And you could go and sit down in this theater, and it was like a 6-act.
No, I should have known it being
people.
Holocaust based that it was going to be very upsetting.
Yeah, but it was just people talking about being liberated and family members that they lost, and it was also service members who liberated these people and how it affected them with the things that they saw and experienced.
And it's these people in their own words, and it humanizes it in a way that is tough to humanize.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I can't believe they didn't have tissues in this place.
Here comes my kid.
Skylar,
we have a visitor. Hi. Have fun at work.
Thanks.
I love you.
Bye. Make sure you lock that. We don't need any weird visitors.
Yeah, I got it.
Careful backing out. That's okay.
It was absolutely phenomenal. It was really moving. And I think my favorite thing about the entire museum was at the very end, after the pavilion we were just talking about, there was an all-faith chapel, and you could go and just sit and reflect for a minute.
Which is where we went and found tissues.
Which is the only place in the entire museum with tissues.
That was a good call, because we were like
oh, cool, thank you.
sobbing a little bit.
I was.
Nobody knew exactly where to go.
I was done. And as soon as I saw chapel, I was like, there's going to be tissues in there, we have to go. The restroom didn't even have tissues. Like, how do you have a museum like that and not have tissues in the restroom? It was amazing. I cannot believe that such a great museum is in New Orleans of all places. Not that it shouldn't have been there, but I was really surprised that it was there. And I'm really glad that we went there instead of the swamp tour, because we ended up driving through pretty swampy areas later that day.
So I wanted to...
And the next day.
Because we were down that way, I wanted to drive the Gulf Coast. I've always wanted to do it.
We ended up staying an extra day.
Yeah, and we take our time going home. So we stayed that night in New Orleans. We left the next morning and we drove the Gulf Coast. Because I wanted to see like the bayous and all that stuff, and we saw some of it. But it reminded me of the marshes here in Jersey. It was overcast and cold, so no gators were out. They go under when it's not nice out, when they're sunning themselves because they're reptiles. But it reminded me of, if you live in Jersey or you're from Jersey, our area between the Barrier Islands and the mainland is very marsh. Back Bay, and that's kind of what the bayou reminded me of, other than trees.
We didn't get into the real deep swamp where
No.
like the whiskey tree is and stuff like that. We didn't get to do that. And one day I hope to go back to New Orleans because I need more beignets in my life. I think the beignets were my favorite thing I ate. The biscuits and gravy was also really good. But the next day when we left, Justin his original plan was that we would drive around the Gulf and then hit Tallahassee, because we thought that the members of Leonard Skinner were buried there, but it turns out they're buried all the way in Jacksonville, and we didn't want to drive all the way across Florida as well. So we did maybe 3/4 of the way across the Gulf Coast, and there was apparently a hurricane following us that we didn't even realize was happening.
Not a hurricane.
It became
Tropical
a hurricane.
storm.
It became a hurricane.
Did it?
It did.
Wow.
Yes, it became a hurricane.
So we left right before a hurricane.
Yeah, I believe it was a Category 2 by
Listen.
the time it piddled out.
30 miles on the Gulf Stream.
So, yeah.
I can hear the south
What
wind blow.
was hilarious is that we kept trying to stop for breakfast, and the place we wanted to go was closed on Tuesdays, which sucked. The next place we stopped had closed early, and we're like, well, that sucks they closed early. It's Tuesday, I guess that's why. Well, the next place we stopped had also closed early because of this horrible hurricane that was showing up, and we're driving along the Gulf Coast, and they're afraid of getting washed out.
The old man down on the corner.
Anyway, so while we were driving...
I saw on the map that we weren't far from Bayou La Batterie.
Yes.
So I had to...
Well, you're getting ahead of us again.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Here, hold on.
Can I sell a couple things?
Yes, we're going to sell a couple things, and then we'll talk a little more. There you go. What are you trying to sell?
10-inch Spider-Man animated. This is wall-hanging Spider-Man. This is the black and red version. Super cool.
I've always wanted 10 inches of Spider-Man.
Wow. Okay. $25.
Here, hold on. Let me bring them back. People can see them over it.
Old man down in the corner.
There you go.
Slowly turned his head. Doc Ock, $25. These are all sealed. Took a sip from his whiskey bottle.
Bernie, the city did flood like mad after
And
that.
this is what he said.
And that is Craven.
His bubbles,
Kraken.
his obviously it's a little discolored bubble, but $25. These are all sealed, 10-inch Toy Biz Spider-Man figures.
We so remember More Fun Comics that we visited while we were down there in New Orleans?
Yeah.
He got flooded.
Oh no.
Well, he had sandbags, so he was okay. But if he hadn't had sandbags, he would have gotten much more damage than he did. Yeah, so we missed that. I'm going to go to camera 1, and I'm going to put my slideshow back on. On our way out of town, we stopped at the. We drove up through Alabama, and we went to Montgomery, where we stopped.
Wait, we drove along the coast and we went to Bayou La Battery.
Was that day?
That was the first day we
I
left.
thought it was the second day. I thought the first day.
Well, we didn't go to Montgomery's inland, Penelope.
So then, okay, yeah. So you're right. All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It was all the first day because we ended up in Montgomery and stayed there, didn't we?
The next morning.
Yeah.
I skipped a day, so go ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah.
So when I was looking at the map, like things I want to see around the coast, I saw Bayou La Battery. Now, the only reason I ever have that on my radar at all is you'll recognize it as where Bubba is from Forrest Gump.
And it's where Bubba Gump Shrimp is out.
Right. So I had to drive. Now, nothing was shot there in the movie, unfortunately.
No.
But there were a lot of shrimp boats.
So Bayou La Battery is the seafood capital of the Gulf. It is where you get your shrimp from if you're down there.
And it smelled like it.
And it definitely smelled like it. We saw shrimp boats as far as the eye could see. I didn't put that in the
Yeah, it was shrimp.
picture.
They had bubble shrimp.
You're making me hungry. I really want shrimp now.
Carnage.
Are you trying to sell stuff? All right.
$30.
I gotta put my thing back on. $30 for Carnage.
Yep.
Bernie, I was really careful to make really good notes as we were traveling. I just don't have it. There's so much going on. You're right. So that night we ended up in Montgomery, Alabama.
Yeah, we turned north somewhere near Biloxi or.
Because we were going to continue through the Gulf, but there was no point once we realized we weren't going to go to Tallahassee. So we started going north, and we ended up in Montgomery that night. And the next morning we got up, and right in downtown Montgomery is a Rosa Parks statue, right at the bus stop where she got on when she got famously arrested.
You can't drive down through the South through Dixie without experiencing some of the civil rights movement.
Yeah,
it's impossible.
There's so much more we could have seen.
So I mean, accidentally, in that cemetery we saw the grave of Plessy versus Ferguson.
Yeah, Homer Plessy was buried in the
our guy who was explaining it, our guide was awesome. He told the whole story of Homer Plessy and how he looked and how he acted and his complexion.
Our tour guide was absolutely amazing.
Are those 10-inch Spider-Mans over there?
Yeah.
Old man down in the corner slowly turned his head. If you guys have never heard the song Hurricane by Band of Heathens, now it's a cover.
The bottom is always off.
But their version's the best. It was part of our theme. It was actually the theme song of the trip, if I'm honest.
You want me to show these off?
Not yet.
Okay. So we visited Rosa Parks. She has a park and a statue at the bus stop where she got on the bus and then was after arrested, really kicking off the civil rights movement as we think of it today. And just up the road in town is Hank Williams' grave. So we stopped and visited
Old Hank
and his wife and his mom, all buried there. What else is on my slideshow? Oh, and as we were driving through Tuskegee, we stopped off at the famous historic airstrip where the Tuskegee Airmen trained. It's still
another World War II reference.
Yeah, it's still and they talked about them at the museum. It's still
and a civil rights reference, honestly.
It is, yeah. They, I keep trying to get the sentence out. It's still an active airport. So the fact that there's still planes landing and taking off is really cool.
All right, I got 10-inch Mysterio, sensing a theme here. 25. And 10-inch Lizard. 25.
Bernie is hoping we stopped at Savannah, Georgia's firework town.
We did not go through Savannah.
We
Georgia's
went near
a long-ass state, man.
We went near it, and we did see a lot of fireworks, for sale on the side of the road randomly. That might be my last picture from my slideshow.
And guns.
And
a lot of
guns. And all kinds of crazy stuff. I think that's the last, that's the last picture from the
Hell no,
slideshow.
I'm not going to be able to get through all this Spider-Man. None of it's priced. Unless somebody specifically is asking for it. I'm probably going to put it up for auction on the eBay. And I'll put a link up.
Auction on the old eBay. We had a fantastic trip. Is there anything, other highlights we want to talk about? It was just great.
It was great. It was a great trip. If you guys enjoy us talking about our trips, maybe we can pivot from being toy people to professional travelers.
I mean, I would love that, but I don't know if it's in the cards.
We need someone to be able to come with us in video and then edit the video and put it up for us while we're going. And we can all be a happy family just traveling the country, stopping at places of interest, toy stores, cemeteries, learning things, having fun, eating. Let's just become a travel channel.
I mean, you can't just do that with like no.
How do we do that?
We need to get a independently wealthy backer.
What about our Patreon? Can't they just pay for us to travel?
I mean, if we had more of them, maybe.
It would be amazing. I would love to.
It would be absolutely. Listen, I would rather do that than sell toys because I'd want to keep all the toys, so we can keep the toys.
But we would visit toy stores as well, though, because that's
would.
like our thing. But we'd also eat.
So how long did you actually spend driving?
Well, we drove 2,800 plus miles.
Yeah.
We left on a Tuesday morning. I drove one day, 2 days, 3 solid days to get there. We were there for four days, right?
We got there Thursday night,
Thursday,
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday. So it was
So I didn't really drive while we were there. So 4 days I didn't drive, and then we left when?
We left
Tuesday morning.
Tuesday morning.
So I drove another solid 3 days home. So 6 solid days of driving, at least 8-hour days. That's just how I do. Yeah. The last day of driving was a 16-hour day, but I don't really mind driving if I'm driving on my terms. I can drive for a long time.
Yeah.
It's when I'm on I-95 doing 75 miles an hour and it's getting dark and my vision isn't as good. I start to get stressed out. But yeah, I drove 2,800 miles. We could have driven across country.
Yeah, we have driven across.
We have, but I'm saying that 2,800.
How many miles was it across Route 40?
I don't know.
I'm sure we have a number
Sure we do.
somewhere.
Yep. So it was fun, and I'm glad you guys, if you don't enjoy us talking about it, sign
Too
off.
bad.
But if you do, thank you for enjoying it. Thank you for claiming. We're going to send you guys a bunch of...
Are we done?
Yeah, I got nothing else.
Okay. Is there no one else?
I'm going to say, well, there is X-Men and stuff over there, but I don't...
Do you guys care about X-Men?
It's just cheap X-Men.
Do you guys care about cheap X-Men? You said the magic word. Do you guys care about cheap X-Men?
Old man down in the quarter.
Cause I got a vacation to pay for. I'm still ready to sell some more shit.
Damn, Bernie, that is serious down to Key West.
PA to Key West in 14 hours. Wow.
Wait a second. That's very fast. If 14 hours from PA to Key West, because it takes 8 hours to just drive Florida. 6 hours. Bernie, you had to be doing like 100 miles an hour easy the entire time.
Pat is wondering which counties in our state we have never been to. I don't believe there are any. I'm confident in saying I've been to every county.
Yeah, I don't know about a destination in every county, but I've been through all the, if that makes sense.
He said there were less traffic lights in 1987.
Just like in states, I've been to a lot of states, but I've been through a bunch of states, but never like... Not every state have we been to a destination.
There's definitely states I haven't been to.
This trip was like 12 states.
Oh, easily.
Right?
New Jersey,
oh, boy.
Delaware.
Yeah, we skipped.
We didn't go to Pennsylvania though, right?
No, we went straight to Delaware.
Maryland.
Yep.
Virginia.
Yep.
Did we do West Virginia on this trip?
Maybe a touch where it gets near Tennessee.
I think
there might have been like a edge.
What was after Virginia?
How we've been in the northwest corner of New Jersey because we've been up New York that way.
North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana. That's at least 11. Holy crap. That's insane. 11 or 12 states we went through. That's insane. The northwest corner of New Jersey.
Yeah, we have.
I'm sure I've been. I'm sure.
The old man down in the quarter.
Tennessee as well. I forgot Tennessee. So those 12 or 13 states definitely. We did both Carolinas on the way back and one on the way down, I believe.
We stopped at a pretty cool store. So it's, you guys all right? You ready for a toy story? We stopped in a store in South Carolina. What was the name of the store?
Toy Busters?
Toy Busters.
Toy Busters.
We're just in a town, and Penelope's like, well, this looks like a town. Let me look if there's a toy. Turns out there's a toy store.
Yeah.
So we stop in and we're looking around. We don't walk in and be like, look at us, we're Farpoint. We just stop in and like are quiet and look around and quietly judge. And
why am I going to be like, I'm Farpoint, baby?
Because we're famous. So
to who?
To toy people.
No.
So along the side wall they had bins, like boxes with people's names on it and toys in the boxes. And in my head, I'm like, those are pull bins. I wonder if they do a live claim sale.
So we asked, and it turns out that they do.
He was like, oh yeah, we do a claim sale. You never
He
seen
didn't
nothing
talk
like it.
That, so.
You never seen. He had an accent. Maybe not Dukes of Hazzard like that, but he had an accent. He's like, you never seen that. And in my head, I'm like, yeah, we never seen nothing like it. Okay. But he was cool. Actually, he was a nice guy.
Where is some of that stuff?
He was very. Well, actually, these came from his store.
What about the sheetrock and stuff?
I didn't get a chance to price it.
Well, listen,
we have to go over and see.
Because some of them are going in the museum.
So, it was a nice store. He had some good stuff. They do a claim sale. He started doing this in during the pandemic, and started a toy group.
Yeah.
I forget what his group's name is. We're gonna check them out there. I think they do the claim sale on Mondays or something. We're just gonna pop in and say hi and try and pilferage some of their people to come hang out with us. Because honestly, I've seen a lot of claim sales, and ours is the one there's nothing like, because we talk all the time. And we're not just about toys, we're about look at us. Which isn't, you gotta like it. If you don't like it, if you don't like us, why are you watching this?
I know definitely that people watch this who don't like us because they just want to steal our ideas.
Okay. So, shout out really to Toy Busters, which is like a Ghostbusters shout out. His store was awesome.
It was cool. It was
their store, because he's a husband and wife.
I think it's him, and she's just...
She caught me throwing daggers at her, though, because we were in there, and she was just coughing out loud. And, you know...
Coughing out loud as opposed to coughing internally? Like...
Well, no, she wasn't like, you know... And I'm like, why is this woman coughing all over?
She wasn't coughing into her elbow or anything.
So when she caught me looking at her, she was like, I have bronchitis, it's not COVID. And I was like...
She never said it wasn't COVID.
Okay.
She said it was bronchitis.
But she understood why I was looking at her, and she got it, and I'm sure she kind of felt awkward. And I felt awkward for getting caught looking at her like, what are you doing? Anyway, it was all good. It was all gravy. We bought some stuff. Nice
we bought a lot of stuff. We got some stuff from the museum in there. I'm really excited. I completely forgot about it. I have to go through it all. So we're going to have some doubles next week. Stuff that we're trading out from the museum for stuff that we got from there. What else did we see?
Yeah, Bertie, we want feathers and roses drop in front of us like we walk in, like Palm Sunday. But we also want like theme music. Our theme music should come on.
So you don't drop feathers when people walk in. You drop rose petals?
Okay. What about palms?
There's no palms. What is this palm thing you're talking about? Is this like a Catholic thing that I don't get?
Yeah.
Do they throw palm leaves on the ground? I thought they put them on your head.
No, they throw them on the ground.
Why do they throw them on the ground? Religious people, help me out here.
Casper said it was too serious. Obviously, we're not too serious.
No, why so serious?
We're like, are we selling something? Oh well, let's talk about New Orleans. let's talk about diversity in World War II.
Yeah, but listen, I hate to say that I went to New Orleans and my favorite thing was a museum, but the museum was a phenomenal ending to the trip. I think my favorite thing about the trip in general was just walking around with you. It was just like really great.
Aww.
And
we walked around the Garden District in the rain, and it was a whole vibe. It was really cool.
It rained the first day we were there, and then it pretty much...
I saw a lizard, and she didn't believe me.
I believed you.
And then she saw a lizard and said, okay, I believe you now.
I did not believe you.
You totally didn't.
I did not believe you.
Yep. Does anybody want to claim anything to claim us out? Like, okay, last claim of the day.
Someone definitely wants the cereal.
Claim us out.
If no one buys it, I'm going to eat it live on stream.
I got that.
I would.
That's disgusting.
I would.
Okay.
I would.
No one's going to buy it now.
You know what? We should do something.
No.
No, I'm serious.
No.
Wait.
I want to be a travel show.
No, wait.
I don't want to be an eating
disgusting
this could be
how it starts. We can get money, and I'll eat it if we get money.
What?
Like, it's like $10 to watch me eat it.
Oh, there are YouTube people that do that kind of stuff. That's called OnlyFans.
I didn't see anybody buying the cereal.
$20? No, we need a higher.
And I'm not eating all of it.
You need to bid higher than $20.
Hold on. We need to get ground rules in here. Like, I'm not even necessarily.
We're not doing this right now.
Not right now. I'm not necessarily gonna eat a whole bowl of it either. But like, for the right amount of money, I would eat some of it.
I'm reducing Battle Cat to 30, and Zendrati to 20. If not, they're going in the store, which is totally fine.
Bernie is curious about cheap X-Men. How cheap?
Probably like $10.
$10 X-Men, Bernie? Are you into that? Are you into $10 X-Men? If they're just gonna be $10, we could just throw them up here, like quickly, if they're all one price.
There's a couple things that are better, a couple things that aren't.
All right. I mean, the crowd has spoken, so maybe just give them like a 5-minute quickie.
Give you a 5-minute quickie.
Excuse me?
What?
No.
Iceman, these need to be wiped off. I didn't get a chance to wipe them down.
There's a Facebook show I watched that buys old food, like 50-year-old sealed cans, and opens it to see if it's still good.
That's disgusting.
That's gross. Like, this is only 30 years old, like, and it's sealed. It's probably still vaguely food-like.
Rogue, $10. The card could be nicer.
It's gonna be stale as shit.
But she's there, complete
They
mail
had a
card.
can of peanut butter from 1950
Iceman,
that was
$10.
still good? No, that's not cool. How? I'm not going to comment on that. I'm just going to let that ruminate. I have no comment.
X-Men
La
2099.
Lunatica.
La Lunatica.
$10.
$10.
Storm.
$10.
With Power Glow action. $10. I like the classic big cards.
Spiral. $10.
Yeah, it's a lot of ladies. I like that. $10 on Spiral.
What is that? Phoenix or Jean Grey?
Phoenix. Fiery Phoenix Power.
$10.
A lot of ladies. I love it.
The next version of Iceman, $10.
A different Iceman?
Yeah.
Long card Iceman, $10.
Yep.
Is
What's
that Executioner? I can't see.
No.
Domino.
Domino,
$10
$10.
on Domino.
And then last but not least, 10-inch Mystique, sealed in a box, beautiful box. She's going to be better than $10 though.
She needs an evil. She doesn't have one.
$20.
$20 on Mystique.
On Mystique.
Very nice box. Fresh eggs that went into deep freeze. Well, if it's deep freeze, they're fine, right? Eggs are funny. Like, they don't even need to be refrigerated necessarily if you do it right.
Funny, huh?
Funny like a clown. That's it. That's all we got. Is there no one else? Well, this wasn't a complete...
Anybody have any questions about New Orleans or our trip?
Or anything that you saw for sale today.
If not,
We did okay. This wasn't a complete train wreck.
no, I
Without
gamed.
Kermit. No, I mean like without Kermit.
Yeah, we
and
don't
Tupper.
need her.
That's me.
We don't need that dog. I wonder if
Stop.
we're watching.
Probably not. If she's working, she shouldn't be watching. If she can watch, she can be here.
That's not true because she has multiple screens in front of her.
That is true.
Thank you all. We appreciate you all. Thank you for caring about our stupid trips and us doing things. And
thank you for buying things so we can afford to go away as well as pay the bills.
Afford to pay our credit card off, which is on fire after that trip.
Look, listen, the credit card's on fire. We're gonna sell some big stuff to get out of that.
But that's what we do.
That's what we do.
We go on trips with a credit card and we pay the credit card.
But we still need bill money, so thank you for buying things so that we can pay the
We'll
bills.
be invoicing you all tonight. Got any more X-Men or that? That's it for X-Men as far as right now. The rest is, I know I have some Iron Man, some Fantastic Four, and some Spider-Man to get to.
Very cool.
And I will get to it. Next week will probably be Iron Man, Fantastic Four, maybe some Spider-Man.
Very cool. But
I did put some Spider-Man up. Nobody cared.
Our VIPs will see it first. And if you care at all about what we're doing and you want to be behind the scenes, you want to get free domestic shipping, become a Farpoint VIP at patreon.com/FarpointToys. We would love to have you in the group. It's a fantastic group of people. We're not just talking at them. They are talking to each other. They're a community. They're a family. We love every single one of them. And we could love you too, if only you were to join the VIP group.
Wow.
No, I love everyone, but there's hierarchies, you know. You have a favorite kid, whether you say you do or not.
Thunder.
What?
Thunder.
What?
Thunder.
What?
Flash.
Oh, is that from...
From D-Day.
I was going to say Bad Boys. Is that from Band of Brothers?
D-Day.
No, I know it's from D-Day. Thank you. Anyway, all right, that's it.